And welcome back, everybody. This is Movies and Beyond. This is our daily news segment. Kyle, how are we doing today?
Okay, my eye's getting a bit fucky again, which is quite irritating, but other than that.
Move your mic up, please.
No.
Thank you very much. Right, so let's just jump right into it today. Kyle, there's a film coming out. It's called Deadpool 3. We are both very excited for it. And rumour has it, Channing Tatum and Taylor Kitsch will both be playing Gambit in Deadpool 3. Now, obviously, Taylor Kitsch played Gambit in X-Men Origins Wolverine back when that came out, and Channing Tatum was attached to a Gambit film for years, and he was stuck in development hell and just couldn't seem to get off the floor. Went through loads of directors, loads of scripts. So, yeah, are you excited to see not one, but two Gambits possibly in Deadpool 3?
Well, the film's going to be multiversal, heavily multiversal.
Yes.
I I don't know the character at all. I would have watched the Gambit movie if it came out, whether if it was with the actor who played him in Origins or Channing Tatum taking on the role. Both I think are both entertaining actors. I've seen a couple of their movies. They're both you know th- th- they've got what it takes to be Gambit, because by the sounds of it, Gambit seems like a kind of a light-hearted, a bit more funny type of character. I don't know anything about Gambit, just putting that out there, putting my cards on the table.
Ha ha!
I think that's where it
Putting your cards on
um
the table. All right, my man.
yeah.
Yo.
So um obviously I know that Channing Tatum was supposed to be in his own Gambit movie, and like I said, that was just stuck in development hell, or production hell, or whatever you want to call it. And when it never got to see the light of day. I know there were some times when it was like, oh god, it's gonna get made, and then just went straight back into production hell. Um, I, I, cool, yeah. I mean, sure, why not?
Yeah. Why can't we have two Gambits? Deadpool's a crazy enough franchise. I really believe Deadpool 3 is going to be the film that wraps up the Fox X-Men universe. I think it's going to have every element of Fox X-Men in this as possible and really put it all to sleep until Secret Wars and everyone shows up again. But a little something about me, Kyle, that you might not know. When X-Men Origins Wolverine came out, we was in primary school. Obviously, we didn't know each other then. But, when all kids are playing in playground, when you're young, you're like 7 years old, right? And they're all playing X-Men. After X-Men Origins Wolverine came out, I was the only one who wanted to be Gambit for some weird fucking reason. But I thought the character was cool back then.
What, did you go around giving people paper cuts?
No, I just physically stab them with a pencil. No. But yeah, I always, when I was younger, I thought the character were cool. I haven't really, I never looked into it more than that, and I still haven't looked into Gambit now. I know he has like kinetic energy that builds up on the cards, and he throws them, and they explode, and he has a staff, and he likes gumbo and stuff like that. But the thing that does excite me, we talk about this all the time. If someone likes the character and they enjoy the character and they want to play the character, that's great. Channing Tatum loves this character, and obviously he's got a bit of a relationship with Ryan Reynolds, so I see it, possibly going. from there. Even, even if it's 2 minutes for each of them. Maybe if they have a Gambit off and Deadpool and Wolverine just kill them both. Because it can get that crazy. So I'd love to see it. Channing Tatum, Taylor Kitsch, double Gambit. Why not? This film, anything can go. And that, like I said, we've got a heavy Deadpool day today. Because moving on to our next theory. Well, not theory, next rumour. Theory's right at the end of the video. See, you got the pun. You got the pun last time. I got the pun this time.
What's the pun?
Get it? Can you read it? Can you
Multi-pool.
That's right, multi-pool. There is going to be multiple Deadpools in Deadpool 3.
Oh, okay. Now that's so bad.
I know.
Oh Christ!
You
It's so good. It's bad.
I'm glad you did the did it in the first topic because I really had it set up for the second one. But yeah, there's going to be multiple Deadpools and Wolverines apparently in Deadpool 3. Like we've just been talking then. It's kind of a joint subject, this. This Deadpool 3 is going to be a multiverse film. Apparently. Apparently we're getting... what's his fucking name now? Mobius. Owen Wilson. Apparently we're getting Owen Wilson as Mobius in this.
That's just a rumour, though.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying, a rumour. And he's going to be jumping, Deadpool's going to be jumping across the multiverse. Which, realistically, is probably the best way to take this story. Because he's going to need to end up in the MCU at some point, and I think he will.
I mean, if you count that whole Korg and Deadpool sitting on the couch when they're talking, I mean, technically speaking, he's already in the MCU. And like we both said this when when the first Deadpool film came out and the second one came out, and it were like, oh, if they're gonna bring Deadpool into the MCU, like they did with Tom Holland's Spider-Man, they don't need to explain it. It's fucking Deadpool,
No,
we don't need an explanation.
They don't need to explain it, but they've already got an explanation there.
Yeah, no,
Deadpool,
I'm not saying why. I'm saying they didn't need to, but it's cool that we are getting an explanation, and that it's gonna delve into multiversal stuff with the Fox, previous Fox characters and stuff. So this is all just rumor though, but it's looking to be.
Maybe the Fox timeline gets pruned by the TVA. Something along them lines, and then it's not Deadpool's search to find a new home for the Fox X-Men. But maybe he ends up putting them in like a retirement home or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, it'll be cool to see multiple Deadpools as well. I think that'll be interesting. I know that they've already shown the Deadpool at the end of Deadpool 2's post-credit scene where they show, that god-awful X-Men Origins Deadpool. I think he's probably going to come back if there's going to be multiple Deadpool.
100%,
so
100% he's going to come back, without doubt. And there's going to be loads of different variations in Deadpool, a load of different variations on Wolverine, which we will be getting into.
I just want to say one quick thing. I hope to God, I don't know how they do it. Maybe he's just a character in the mask. He doesn't take off the mask, but he can voice him. It's like voiced over him. But Nolan North needs to voice a Deadpool in this film.
Yeah, no, definitely.
I think. Do you know what the best way they could do it is? Duckpool. That'd probably be the best way for him to be a voice.
Yeah.
And being a character.
And for people who don't know, Kyle, Nolan North.
He's Deadpool in a lot of things. He's Deadpool. He voices Deadpool in the video game, and he's done it in a couple of the animated shows. he's a well-known voice actor. He's done
Yeah.
loads of things. He was Nathan Drake in the Uncharted series on PlayStation. Um, so he's and he showed up for a little cameo in the Uncharted movie as well, which I thought was like nice. That was
He's Iron Man in the Avengers game as well, is he not?
he is, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. He's that Iron Man that not a lot of people like.
Yeah.
I didn't mind it. I thought it was different. It was just for me. It was I hear him when I hear his voice. I hear Deadpool, no matter what.
Yeah.
Um, when I played the Saints Row game years ago, he was actually one of the voice options. So I'd
Ah,
like pick that, and I'd have like a Deadpool suit. And I'd just go around, and it'd be like an open world Deadpool game because
nice.
it had all the same humor and stuff like that. So that was really cool. Um, but yeah,
But with this now, Kyle, these first two topics out of the way, is there too much multiverse?
mm,
Because the way I look at it is, any story can be good. It's just got to be written well. Doesn't matter what the
it,
concept is.
it's gonna be good.
Yeah,
There's no amount of there's no such
well,
thing
just
as
think
too much multiverse.
the way, the, I've always been excited for Deadpool 3, but when just a silly moment in Free Guy is when
Yeah,
I got excited for Deadpool 3 is when Ryan Reynolds'
it's got
character
the
Guy gets Captain America's shield, because in my head just went then and I thought, oh my god, Ryan Reynolds is going to have so much fun with the Disney license. So
do
much
you know,
fun.
do you know what I think would be quite funny as well? Like obviously at the start of the film, do you know how at the start of Deadpool 2 and he's like um Logan goes and dies. Well, guess what, Wolverine? I'm dying in
In
this
this
one
one
too.
too. Yeah, no, I watched
So
Deadpool
I
2
feel
one out.
so I feel like if it's a possibility that at the start of Deadpool 3 he's gonna be like, oh, they brought all these Spider-Men back in the multiversal film. Well, guess what, Spidey? We're doing multiverse as well.
Yeah.
Something like that. That'd be pretty cool.
I
I mean,
can't.
do you know what? This film has so much endless
Yeah.
possibilities because it doesn't have to. It's a sequel to the previous films. Obviously, it's continuing the character, but it's going to be so much different. It's going to have so much for it.
Yeah. I can't wait for like the little jabs at Kevin Feige. I think there will be some. Obviously
Could
they
be,
said.
yeah.
Obviously they said in the trailer after they announced Hugh was going to be, and not a trailer. Sorry, the announcement video. After the announcement video, they did a sit down video saying, yeah, "I know you've got questions and stuff like that," and then they ended that with "Thank you, Kevin Feige." So I feel like they've really been told, "Do what you want. We are not getting involved." So that's great.
So yeah.
I think it's going to fit in well. Obviously, I think Disney and Marvel both know that they need to evolve, and they've also got a way they can do it, because they'd be like, "Oh, rated R movies don't make that much money." That was back in the day. Now they can say they've had an audience. Let's say someone was 8 years old going to see Iron Man 2, Iron Man 1, like we was, right? We are now old enough to see these R-rated movies. We have grown up with this franchise. So Marvel can start putting that stuff out, and, not everyone, because people grow out of it. Clearly we didn't, because we're a bunch of fucking losers. But still,
Speak for yourself.
I'm cool as fuck.
I'm cool as fuck. Look at all my pops.
Mate, I'm cool as fuck. Don't let me fucking... I can beat all your pops right now. You ready? DX19 Batman.
I'd get mine out, but
Kyle, if you got your Hot Toys out, mate, they're all just a variation on Spider-Man. Unless you could get one out for this topic right now.
um, I was thinking of actually getting Deadpool out, but he's kind of
Well, that's what I was thinking. Yeah,
he's
Deadpool
kind of
for this topic.
tucked away in the back.
Yeah.
I've got a third party Ghost from Modern Warfare. I got it really cheap, so I
No
thought,
one
why
wants to
not?
see that.
I'm just saying I put it behind. I put it sort of behind him with the sword and everything. If later down the line, when the collection's a bit more beefed out, both of ours, when we're happy with it, we might do like a little video. I think that'll be pretty cool.
Yeah, no, definitely. So Kyle, what He's what's let's say a variant of Deadpool you'd want to see in this film? You know,
Just because I read the comic Duckpool, as I
Deadpool.
mentioned before. Also, Ladypool. I know she's quite popular. I think. Um, I know she's featured in a couple of things, a couple of comics and stuff. I think she was in the game. I only played the game like I've only played through it like once, but I'm pretty sure she's featured in that in some way. I can't remember exactly.
Uh, I've got one, and I don't know anything about the character, but I know a little bit about Gwen Stacy. Gwenpool, apparently that's a thing.
I think there's an every pool thing. There's a Venom pool. I
These
know there's a hot
Venom.
toy for that.
Yeah,
I think visually it'd be cool to see the Iron Man, Deadpool in the Iron Man suit. Because I sound like I'm getting all this from Hot Toys, but I'm not. I'm pretty sure there's a variant of Deadpool, and he has like Iron Man armor,
yeah,
kind of
yeah.
like how Punisher gets War Machine's armor. And it just looks so cool. It looks so badass. But
This
yeah,
is just gonna be a scene where Deadpool like gears up with like all this MCU stuff. He's gonna have like an Iron Man suit, Captain America's shield, Thor's hammer, and he's just gonna like get ready to go and use it all. And he's just gonna be trying to pick Thor's hammer up for it. She's like, motherfucker. So
I
yeah,
mean, yeah, I feel like they'll set it up, and then the joke will be, oh, it's like, oh shit, we've run out of budget or
yeah.
something like that.
Put the hammer down.
Or he'll leave it all in the in
The
the back
taxi.
in his bag
Taxi.
in his back of taxi. He'll have all this cool tech. He'll have
Yeah,
an Iron Man arc reactor, Thor's Mjolnir hammer, Stormbreaker, the cap shield,
yeah,
fucking all sorts of things, and he'll just leave it in the back of the cab.
yeah.
I feel like that'll be a cool callback to
A
the
cool
first
callback
movie.
with like, yeah, that'd be ace.
Yeah,
So
that'd be class.
I'm gonna ask you right now. Anticipation level for Deadpool 3. Where's it at?
It's as high as it could be.
Yeah,
I
me
mean,
too. We're
it
less
was
than a
it was
year away from this film now as well, with the release
it
date
was
shifting.
it was high before they announced Hugh Jackman because I knew this was going to be in the MCU or it's going to sort of be involved with the MCU. And then when Hugh Jackman was announced, they did that little video. I was like,
Yeah,
this is going to be it. This
yeah.
is this is it. So I'm over the moon. I can't wait. Whatever news we get out of this film, I cannot wait. Um, it's gonna be fucking great.
When do you think we're gonna see the first trailer? Film comes out in May of 2024. What do you think? Maybe
Um, they
Christmas? Maybe Christmas time for a
potentially,
first teaser.
potentially. I mean,
Get Deadpool dressed up in a Christmas costume and drop the first teaser on
yeah,
Christmas.
I think they'll sort of drip feed it out. They'll do the marketing thing that they do, and
Like
they'll drip feed little things.
that's it. The best part about the Deadpool films is the marketing.
Is the marketing, yeah.
You get like so much more bang for your buck of Deadpool before the film even comes out.
And do you know what's great as well is a lot of movies. Like not every movie does it, but it's like with a movie like Deadpool, and especially Deadpool 3 and what it's gonna do. With all the rumors of multiversal stuff, I don't want to know anything about the film. I want to go in completely blind, and because when they do the marketing, then now, whenever they decide to do it, it's not even going to be real. It's just going to be promoting the film, but it's not going to be showing anything from the film until until
Yeah,
it's like very close to being in the cinema. So
maybe
that's one thing I really love.
maybe Ryan Reynolds finally got to make his version of Deadpool 2 that he wanted to make, where it's just Deadpool the whole film trying to steal the chair from the Voice.
Okay,
But yeah. Anyway, Deadpool, Deadpool 3 comes out in 2024, May 3rd, I believe, because it's taken the release date of Captain America. I'm super excited. I'm pretty sure Kyle's super excited. I'm pretty sure you guys are super excited. New subscribers who we've got. If you've made it this far into the video, probably not, but still,
I might be skipping through.
yeah, they might be skipping through. And then we mention new subscribers. I go, oh, that's me. That is you. Yeah. Come on, let's get to 10 by the end of the month. We don't have long. We got about a week, but I think we can do it. But anyway, Kyle, don't want to say a bit more of a serious subject, Because the news cycle for the past couple of weeks while we've been doing this show has really been, covered by comic book movie news, Star Wars movie news, delays, The Flash, DC. Something we haven't really talked about yet is, the film Dumb Money. Now, obviously, you've watched the trailer. Did you know this film was coming out first? No. So, this film is about... do you remember... I'm pretty sure it was at the beginning of the pandemic when they was all shorting the GameStop stock and people were just making millions off it, and all these hedge funds were losing like billions of dollars each day.
Yeah, I obviously I've seen the trailer. I watched the trailer. I thought, oh, isn't that thing that I heard about GameStop? Something to do with the stock market in there.
Yeah.
I have no idea that they made a movie on it.
The
it was pretty quick to make a movie.
The movie was announced like a week after all this stuff was happening, while it was still developing. But it's got a great cast. I mean, look at that cast: Seth Rogen. Pete Davidson's really come into his own lately. I know he's just on SNL, but he's great comedic relief in small bits. Paul Dano, the man, he was great in The Batman as the Riddler. If you haven't seen Prisoners, he's great in that. If you haven't seen There Will Be Blood as well, with Daniel Day-Lewis, that's fantastic. Shailene Woodley, she's great. She was around. She was actually going to be Mary Jane in Andrew Garfield's universe, but they cut her scenes. And the Winter Soldier himself, or the White Wolf, Sebastian Stan, Bucky Barnes.
Was he in the trailer? Because I remember seeing someone that looked like Sebastian Stan. I didn't know if it was him.
Yeah, very heavily.
Oh, was it him?
Yeah.
He just looked. He didn't look like Sebastian Stan. It was weird.
Nah, yeah. He's very not prosthetic, just dyed hair and longer hair. But what did you think of the trailer?
I'm gonna watch it. It's gonna be one of those films that's gonna be it's gonna go straight over my head, and I'm probably gonna have to watch it a couple times to understand what the fuck's going on, because I don't have a clue how anything works when it comes to stock market stuff.
I think Dumb Money is gonna be this decade's Wolf of Wall Street.
It could be. I hope it is, because like the thing with Wolf of Wall Street, it was easy going. You didn't have to know anything about the stock market to.
I don't think you will with this.
I feel like you will a bit more with this one, to be honest.
I
feel like you will.
I feel like they're going to break it down really nice, because they know not everyone... If they want people to go see the film, they're not going to make it confusing on purpose.
No, I don't think it'll be confusing. It'll just be hard to understand.
No, I think they'll explain it really well.
Yeah.
Hopefully we get another Margot Robbie in a bathtub scene explaining stuff like we got in The Big Short, where she explains the housing crisis. That was fun. So, yeah.
I still didn't understand that. I tried to listen, but I genuinely couldn't.
Yeah.
Not because I was distracted. I was just.
Yeah.
It's a lot. It is. It's a lot to understand. Like the extent of my knowledge comes from GTA, banks, stock market.
That ain't a good
in that game.
Bouncing off point. But
I don't know. I know it's just you invest money or whatever.
I loved this trailer. I loved it. I actually can't wait for this film now. It was I think it's a point in the middle of the trailer where, his wife turns around and says to him, "How much money have we made today?" And he goes, $5 million. And then it cuts to Seth Rogen's character. He goes, "How much money have you lost today?" And he goes, $1 billion. And then it goes back to him again. "How much money did you make yesterday?" He goes, $4 million. And it goes back to Seth Rogen. "How much money did you lose yesterday?" And he goes, "About $1 billion." So I feel like it's going to be fun. It's going to be, it's got them comedic elements to it. And then it is based on a true story. Which, I don't know if you was Kyle, but I were following this as it was happening. I thought it was really interesting. So it's nice to see it be broke down into a film. So it's a lot easier digestible for people. So, yeah, I think this film's going to be a fun time. So what would you rate the trailer out of 10?
I'd give it an 8, maybe 7.5, just because I don't understand anything about stock markets. That's partially on
Yeah,
mine.
I think
Cast look,
this film, I think it'll explain it for you pretty well, though.
the cast look great. It's always a joy to see Seth Rogen do something other than. It's always cool to see Seth Rogen do these type of films that are different from his sort of stoner comedies,
He's
and
really been separated
I
from
like
that,
the
hasn't he,
stoner
lately?
comedies. Yeah, he's very come away from that. I don't know if you've seen that movie. It's about Steve Jobs. I forgot what it's called.
I'm
I
pretty
watched it
sure it's called
years ago on
Jobs, yeah.
Netflix. Um,
With
he was
Michael
in that, and
Fassbender, yeah, he plays Steve Wozniak, doesn't
he's
he?
only got.
Great.
I don't think he's into that much, but he was great in that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm all down for it. Cast looks great. Um, I'll be interested to watch it. I don't know if it's something I'll go into cinema to see. To be honest, it kind of feels like something I'd watch at home.
Well, I've told you this many times before, Kyle. It's your job now, so you don't have a choice. We'll be going to see it. Anyway,
I don't know what that awkward pause was for then.
it's because I was smiling, and it was beautiful. Anyway, Kyle, let's move on to your favourite franchise. You've, some would say, the best franchise in the world, and that is Fast and Furious, baby. Fast and Furious. Now Fast 10 has just come out. We ain't seen it. I don't know. Kyle might have seen it without me. I highly doubt it. He hasn't seen any Fast and Furious film. But you've seen
I've
Hobbs
seen
and
Hobbs
Shaw.
and Shaw. I saw. It was years ago. It was playing on the TV. I just kind of it was on in the background kind of thing. But it did grip my attention. Fast Five. I'd like to go back and rewatch that movie, but as far as the other ones are concerned, I'm not really bothered. The Fast franchise has never been. I'm not a car guy. I never have been. So these movies don't really appeal to me. Even like the ones that are good, if there are any good ones. Um, it's never appealed to me. I've never watched them. Just just cars.
Well, out of the Fast and Furious films, I think five's the best, without a doubt. And then, if you want to add the spin off in there, I'd say it's five, then Hobbs and Shaw, then seven. That's like the top three. But apparently, Kyle, the next film is not going to be Fast X Part 2. There was a post-credit scene in Fast and Furious X where Dwayne Johnson comes back, even though he said he wouldn't come back to Fast and Furious.
Listen, I'm starting to think all that behind this because I heard about this as well. I'm starting to think all this is just BS, and it's just they're playing it up for the cameras. They don't really have a feud. Do you know what I mean?
I think they did because if they didn't, then he would have been in 9 and 10. Well, he was in 10 right at the end, but he would have definitely been in 9, and he wasn't in that one.
I don't know. I think it's all BS, anyways.
Yeah, but so the next film's not going to be Fast X Part 2. It's going to be Hobbs and Reyes. That's the working title at the moment, anyway. Reyes was the character played by Jason Momoa. He's apparently at the end post-credit scene. Jason Momoa leaves Hobbs a message saying, "I'm coming for you because Hobbs killed his father," or some shit like that. I'll start us off with this one, Kyle.
You can finish it as well because I don't know anything.
When will this franchise die? When will this franchise die? I think
do you know what? Hats off to them. They don't do it much. I mean, they've only done it once, but they do try something different, like they did with Hobbs and Shaw, which I appreciated and I liked. That's something I'd be interested in. If they're gonna do that, do it in a spin-off way, like they have already done. Don't do it in the mainline films because there's just going to be one after the other. It's going to be Fast 24 by the time.
That one needs to be
before we
called
know it.
Fast 24/7. Without a
It
doubt.
probably, Callum, it wouldn't surprise me if it probably was.
Yeah. But I'm just, you know, see, the thing with the Marvel movies is most of the time you're getting something different every time you walk into that theatre. You know, new characters, new story, new problems, new villains. Fast and Furious, the person who was the villain in the last film has now been rolled into the family each time. So I wonder how long it's going to take for.
And it was like it's happening again because Reyes is with Hobbs,
Yeah. Well,
so he's become a good guy.
They set it up that they're going to be versing each other. I think
Mm.
in that post-credit scene. But I think it's enough. I really don't think they should extend the life of this franchise anymore. You know, it was supposed to be a two-parter. The last Fast X film. Then on the red carpet at Fast X, Vin Diesel said, "Or it's going to be a three-parter." So now, if this is going to be a three-parter, which I don't think it will because the movie hasn't made that much money. If this is now going to be a three-parter with a spin-off in between part 1 and 2, you know,
Honestly, it would not surprise me at all, Colin, if they do, Vin Diesel goes on a podcast or something, and then they start talking about Fast and Furious, and like, oh, when do you think that it'll ever end? And he's like, I'm not sure, because we're thinking about doing a part 4. It would not surprise me if that would come out.
I'd love to see Vin Diesel on a podcast so he could share all his Facebook memes.
His Facebook memes are
Delightful.
yeah.
But yeah, I think enough's enough now. I think they've really.
Callum, enough's enough when were years ago. It's
When you
not
went to
going to go
space.
away. Let's be realistic.
This, if this realistically should have ended with 7 when Paul Walker passed away, it's a really nice ending, and it could have been known as one of the better franchises, having evolved in the middle and become something else, and then but I won't be going to see this unless I hear it's amazing. In fact, no, I will be going to see this because I just bollocked you. It's our job now, so we have to.
But we refuse to go watch any mainline Fast and Furious films. It's a waste of time. It's a waste of money. If you want to watch cars crash into each other, just play GTA or any car racing game ever.
Yes,
Except from the Fast and Furious games, because they're just awful.
they are. Anyway, Kyle, we are getting into something next, which we promised 3 weeks ago. Last Friday, we didn't really have time to get into it. It's been a bit of a slow news day today. So let's get into theorydom. I'll explain it now before we get into it. Every week now, hopefully, me and Kyle are going to bring a dumb theory to each other that is dumb, but is actually going to be a little bit plausible. And the idea of it is to try and get the other person on your side and think this could happen. Oh my god, this could actually happen. So, Kyle.
And you guys are involved as well. If you've got a dumb theory, or you want to add to the dumb theory, or you want to agree, disagree, change something, whatever, leave it down in the comments. We will reply. We love this. We love this shit. We could just talk about this shit for days. It's whether it's funny or it's an actual theory, we're down for it. As long as it's not like a spoiler, because we don't want to spoil things for other people and ourselves, kind of thing. So if it's anything theory wise, go for it.
Yeah. Kyle, is there any way you can make yourself just a little bit brighter?
I can, but my eyes are very thingy to the light, so it's probably I literally keep blinking if I do. I'm just gonna have to go in Batman mode.
Yeah, it's like you're barely there. But anyway,
Probably bring myself closer. It's a bit better, kind of. Oh god. Right.
So, are you ready? And you're all gonna laugh. Hopefully. My theory is Danny DeVito will be a Wolverine variant in Deadpool 3. Now, if you remember a couple of years ago, there was the petition to get Danny DeVito to play Wolverine in the MCU. People loved it, because Danny DeVito would be like the comic book accurate height for Wolverine. People, it's just a bit of a meme. People just thought it'd be pretty funny. I see a way where this is possible. So, Ryan Reynolds is very in touch with what goes on the internet. He knows what fans like. He knows what stupid shit's out there. And Ryan Reynolds also owns a football team with Rob McElhenney. For those of you who don't know Rob McElhenney is the creator of It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Now, who stars in It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia? Danny DeVito. So, if there's any way that this is possible, the connections are already there. It could be set up like that. And we could have Danny DeVito as a Wolverine variant in Deadpool 3.
I can just see it now. Like, I've not watched like much of it. I've only watched the episodes with you. But it's I could just see him speaking to Wolverine and just being like explaining what happened, how he got here, and he landed in the middle of nowhere and there was all bad guys around. So I just started stabbing him.
So I just started chopping them up.
Yeah.
Sees Deadpool jump off a bridge or shoot himself in the head and goes, "Suicide is badass."
Just something like that. Just something crazy.
And if there's anywhere to do it, it's Deadpool 3. This film already seems crazy enough in a multiversal sense. The rumor is now that's only supporting this that we're going to get multiple versions of Deadpool, multiple versions of Wolverine. Why can't one of them be Danny DeVito as Wolverine? Yeah, now, obviously this segment's called Theory Dumb because this is a dumb theory. But the dumb part about this is it's actually plausible. I could see this happening. I would not be shocked if Danny DeVito...
want this to happen?
I want this to happen so much. If, they did like a piss take on the portal scene or something like that, and Danny DeVito steps out as Wolverine. With a hair like that.
I'd be literally crying.
Little claws.
It's just not even like long claws, just like little teensy ones.
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be beautiful. That.
So.
Do you know what? I mean, I'm gonna like spoilers here. If you haven't seen The Flash, it's out now. We did a spoiler review. Just giving you a heads up.
Yeah.
Spoiler warning.
If you wanted to see the film, you would have done. No one wants to see this film, so.
But yeah, no. So at the end of The Flash, there's obviously I know Marvel and DC. Obviously, it's separate, but I'm saying DC for me stepped it up a little bit with the multiversal stuff, because there was so years ago, believe it or not, Nicolas Cage was in the running to play Superman, in his own standalone Superman movie.
Lives with Tim Burton.
Exactly, yeah. He even there's a test footage of him wearing the suit and everything. It's literally online. It's easy to find. YouTube it. So that was there, and it was like, oh my god, it'd be so weirdly cool and funny to see him as Superman, because you can't imagine Nicolas Cage. You can imagine him playing some characters and heroes and villains and stuff, but Superman, you just don't see that. It's very difficult to see that. Well, in the end of the Flash movie, when they're all showing all these multiversal bubbles, you see a couple of other versions that you're familiar with that are real. Like the Batman for what's Superman. I don't know any of these actors' names, but Superman in his own film.
You see George Reeve, and you see Christopher Reeves. You see Teddy Sears as Jay Garrick.
I mean, we even get a little nod of uh what's the guy at the end of the film when Batman comes back, Bruce Wayne, but it's not. It's the
Clooney.
other actor, Clooney. Yeah, I'm very bad with names. You know, there's loads of these things where it's like they took into account how people react to them, and then they bring these characters back. They brought back fucking Nicolas Cage. Yes, it was in CGI form, but he had a little cameo in that. If Deadpool wants to do multiversal and it wants to stand out and do its own thing and kind of, not just be like, oh, there's variants, ones that we don't know of. They need to do something like this where it's going to be like reacting from the real world.
Yeah,
So I think Danny Vito is the perfect one to do, or one of them at least.
definitely. Danny DeVito as Wolverine would not only just get laughs whenever he's on screen, you know, he's not a he's a proud actor, but he's in It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. He will say some fucked up shit, and I want a midget Wolverine to say some fucked up shit. Is that too much to ask? No. And if, like I said, the connections are there. Obviously, Hollywood is all connected, but all it takes is Ryan Reynolds to say to Rob McElhenney, "Hey, do you think you could get Danny DeVito to do us a favor for Deadpool 3?" And it's not like he's opposed to comic book films, Danny DeVito. He was the Penguin in Batman Returns in '92. So why couldn't we get him as Wolverine? It'd be hilarious. I'm just picturing it now. Just little Wolverine
It'd be
with his
fantastic.
claws. Maybe he like teams up with Deadpool after he's had like his legs blown off or something, and he's got like the little itsy bitsy baby legs again. But yeah, that's that's my dumb theory for this week. Kyle's gonna do one next week. Kyle, how are you rating this dumb theory on a scale of 1 to it's never happening to 10? Oh my god, this could actually fucking happen.
It's an 8. Quite high up, I know, but
Yeah,
it's something I'd want, and it's something that's very, like, the possibility of this actually happening is it's a
it's
realistic thing.
crazy how possible it is. It's
Yeah,
like
I
if you
mean,
just put the real life connections there. That's the
they
thing that
brought.
sold it for me.
I mean, to be honest, anything's possible now after they brought Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield back. That just did it for me. After that, things obviously still surprise me, like the Flash movie did, but it was just anything's possible now. Like these studios know we want this stuff, and we appreciate this, and we'll go to the cinema, and you know
Yeah.
it makes
Even
some money.
even if he's in the film for a minute, I want to see that, and I want to
Yeah,
see him in the yellow spandex as well. Obviously they've got him in like the tank top here, but Danny DeVito in like little yellow spandex. Have you seen his
that'd be
Have you seen his
fantastic.
Spider-Man costume for It's Always Sunny in
I,
Philadelphia?
I think I've seen it once. Yeah, I saw
Yeah,
like just a little screenshot somewhere, but yeah, I have seen it.
just like a play on that, I think.
Yeah.
So, yeah, let us know your dumb theories in the comments. I want to know, I want to know something that's so dumb, but could actually happen. You know, Kyle's gonna bring us
Oh,
one next week.
you have light.
We have light,
Actually, not that bright, so it's okay.
so I can't wait for Kyle's next week. Me and Kyle have already talked at this one in length, and we've been really waiting to share it with you. So when Danny DeVito does pop up in Deadpool 3, you heard it here first from Movies and Beyond, because Danny DeVito definitely will show up in Deadpool 3. You heard it here. So, Kyle, I think that's going to do it for today. Anything you want to add before we go?
I just can't get the mental picture out of my head of Danny DeVito in yellow spandex. It's glorious. It's a beautiful sight. I never thought I'd say that, but it's a beautiful sight, and I really want that to happen. But yeah, no. Other than that, no, it's gonna be a nice weekend. Just relaxing. We've got a little surprise that we may be doing. It's going to be something I'm going to be in charge of. It's going to be a segment I'm going to be in control of. Obviously, I do the gaming stuff, but that's not very, you know, doesn't happen all the time. So with this other thing that I'm going to do, it's going to be a little bit. I can, you know,
Yeah,
do it a bit
like
more often.
like this, on a day where you're struggling for gaming news, there's going to be no stories. On a day like today, when I kind of struggled a little bit to put some stories together, there's 4 stories right there, and there's still
Mm.
more, but stuff that's just maybe not as interesting as this. So,
Hmm.
you know, but
But
yeah,
yeah,
I'm excited for you to see what me and Kyle did the other day.
we'll probably do like a quick video that we'll upload somewhere, and then we'll we'll have more details in that video at the end or in the description or something. But till then, I'm just gonna not say anything because it's not been finalized yet. It's
No,
just it's something on the side. It's something fun.
I,
It's I
I'm
think
just
you'll enjoy it.
I'm just gonna say one thing. Uh, you know, me and Kyle run a real show. We're here. We're speaking. It's not scripted. Yeah, I have a little script at the side with some bullet points, to mention for topics. But we don't just, make it look like we're sitting in a podcast studio and talk random shit off a script. So, somewhat along them lines. But yeah, this has been end of week 3. We're at 9 subscribers. Let's get it to 10. You know, we've had one of our biggest videos on the channel from Monday talking about the Flash flopping. Negativity sells, though. We're not really trying to push that, but the fact is that the Flash did flop. That's what the facts are. So, yeah. But anyway, this has been Movies and Beyond. I'm Callum. That's Kyle. Like, subscribe, share, show us to your mother, and that's the end of another glorious week. We'll be back next week with movie news all week. No, we're going to do an Indiana Jones review next week at some point, so we might have to miss Wednesday again. So that probably means the Secret Invasion, episode is probably going to have to go up the day after, but we'll get it out. So we're going to be busy. But yeah, have a good weekend. There might be some weekend content. There might not. Depends how we're both feeling. Depends, I've got some video ideas. Kyle's got some video ideas. So, see you all later. Peace, motherfuckers.